All right, guys, fire away.
Patrick, facing a defense with 13 turnovers, most in the league, and you guys have been able to control the ball as well. But when you look at playing with Jacksonville and their defense, what stands out and impresses you the most about how they've been able to get those turnovers?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're first off, they're very fundamentally sound, and when you have a fundamentally sound defense that's that talented, with the amount of players that they have at every single level of the defense, that's a hard defense to go against, and they do a great job attacking the football. They're causing the turnovers. It's not like the turnovers are just happening. They're punching the football, they're tipping passes, they're intercepting the football when they get their hands on it, and so it'll be a great challenge for us. We have to make sure that we're really fundamentally sound as well, and we can't give them any opportunity because they're capitalizing on them.
Isolating Hines Allen, I guess, what type of challenge does he in particular?
Yeah, I mean, he's just like the perfect build for a defensive end. I mean, just fast, he's tall, he just has a great variety of pass rush moves, and then he can drop in coverage if necessary as well. And so he's done a great job in this league for a couple of years now, and so I think he's kind of in that perfect moment where he's kind of a veteran and kind of knows the veteran stuff, but still has the athletic ability to make stuff happen as well. And so a great football player that we'll have to account for on every play.
Patrick, when you went back and watched this game, was it kind of how you had seen it immediately afterwards, or what stood out to you?
Yeah, I think the execution, was the biggest thing. I mean, obviously the guys made plays, and we were able to score a lot of points, but I'm always big on the execution and executing on the plays that are called and everybody being on the same page. And I think that was something that we did at a very high level this last game, and something that hopefully we can continue to do as the season goes on.
There were a couple plays where it seemed like, there was enough time to where maybe you could have looked to run, but you still stayed in there for an extra long time. Was that something that stood out to you?
Yeah, I think it just continues to build trust with the offensive line, and they're doing a great job of pass protecting. And so for me, just being able to trust it, sit in that pocket, maybe that extra tenth of a second, and give guys chances down the field, something I continue to even get better at now. But I think I did a better job of that this last week for sure.
Hey Patrick, you tight window throws. You've been trying to give guys chances. You said going back to the one for Juju last week. What goes into a play like that to make it where it's a really bang play?
Yeah, I think it was we schemed it up very well, where we knew kind of the coverages that the defense was playing down there, and we knew that it was going to be a tight window. But the way they played their coverage, there was a spot on the thing, and Juju ran the route perfectly, and so I was ready to throw on time, and we had an option to go after that, obviously, but the window was big enough for me to throw the ball, and then a physical catch by Juju there in the end zone and making the play happen.
And real quick, you guys have had more tight window throws, more deep throws, but not as many turnovers. I guess what do you attribute that being?
Yeah, that speaks to the guys that are making the plays. I'm giving guys chances down the field, and they're making plays happen. It's either them or nobody else, and so that's something that we preached all off season, and it's good to see that success happening, and let's continue it as the season goes on.
Andy was asked about the Lee Cohen, Robert Saleh sign stealing thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of laughed it off, I guess. Do you have to be any more cognizant of something like that this week?
I honestly don't really understand. I mean, we switch signals like every single week, so I guess maybe I have no idea, honestly. So it's something that I don't necessarily understand, but we'll make sure to switch our signals, I guess.
How much time do you spend on that every week to learn new things? Is that a big part of the week?
I mean, for us, we just we scout the defense, and we try to learn what we can from them, and as far as our coverages and stuff like that. And then for us, we like I said, we switch signals every single week, knowing that the game is on TV and teams watch that, and so we try to make sure that we're interchanging that stuff so they can't get a beat on what we're trying to do.
Patrick, I know you love watching film, and in particular, just guys across the league. Did you this week spend a little more extra time just watching what Travis Hunter has at least attempted to do these first 4 weeks playing offense and defense?
I haven't watched a ton. I mean, obviously I've watched his defensive snaps now, but I know he was a super talented player in college, and it was fun to watch him at Colorado make plays happen. And coming out in the draft process, I always watch those receivers, and so he's special when he gets the football in his hand and being able to make guys break tackles and make guys miss. And then seeing him play defense now, I mean, he's done a great job of obviously with his defense, done a great job in this scheme of playing man and zone, and being around the football as well. And so a special football player, and someone that we'll have to account for when he's out there on the field.
When you guys went back and looked at Brashard Smith getting a little more each week, what did you think this week with the role he had and how he did?
Yeah, I think he's done a great job. It's just like any other rookie in this offense. You kind of give him more and more each and every week, and he's done a good job of taking it in and going out there and executing at a high level. And so we'll continue to do that. It helps. He played receiver a lot, so he can run routes, and he also played running back, so he can run between the tackles. And those are special football players to have because it keeps the defenses guessing, and that's what you want to do. You want them on their heels, and then be able to attack them in a variety of different ways.
Patrick, with the way you guys were for almost 8 drives there, putting yourself in position to score, how do you guys kind of keep that edge about you carried into this week?
Yeah, I think there's still a lot to learn from. I mean, early in the first half there were some of those drives that stalled out, kind of like we had been doing earlier in the season. So trying to find ways to execute, especially earlier in football games, to build leads. I mean, like I've always said, when you build a lead with Spags calling the defense, it really unleashes him to really go out there. And so we'll continue to work at the little things fundamentally and try to all be on the same page so that we can execute it at a higher level early and then keep that momentum through the rest of the game.
Sorry?
Patrick, I know you're focused on what you're doing and everything, but I'm just curious, the fans are keeping an eye on the Chargers as that game's happening and everything. And I know it's early in the season, but do you, if you look at your phone, listen to your music, you see the updates, are you aware of what's going on in the division and around the league before you play, when you play those later windows?
Yeah, but like you said, it's early in the season, so we know we still have a lot coming our way. But I mean, I'm obviously rooting against them. So like if I see like the Giants are winning, I'm happier than if they weren't winning. So it's I'm not necessarily like keeping up to date like all the time, but if it's on the TV or if I'm at Arrowhead and they show a highlight, I'll definitely look and see who's winning the game.
Matt?
Patrick, it looked like you were watching the game the other night with Tyreek from the Prayers Up tweet. But have you talked to Tyreek, and what kind of were your thoughts when you saw that injury?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to him a little bit, but I think more than anything, just sending prayers his way, because I mean, you never want to see that happen in football, and it's part of the game, but it's a terrible part of the game, and I know how he works, and so I'm excited to watch his comeback now. 'Cause I know he'll get to work and be back at it, but obviously praying for him and his family, because I mean, you never want to see that on the football field.
Herbie?
Patrick, I know you don't really pay too much attention to your individual accomplishments, but 252 regular season touchdowns, now the youngest player. What does it mean to pass a guy like Aaron Rodgers? And you guys are kind of like friends. Have you heard from him?
No, I've not heard from him. I mean, I think he's like he was just in Dublin or something like that. So I don't know if he wants to reach out from there. But no, he's I mean, to pass him, and as far as right now, I mean, it's really cool. But I got a long ways to go, and the amount of touchdowns he's thrown, and that was someone I watched growing up, and so I'll continue to just get better and better, and try to score as many points as possible, and more than anything, win as many football games as possible. And I think at the end of my career, I'll be happy with where I'm at.
Steve?
Patrick, Xavier brought it seemed to bring that spark to the offense this past week. You obviously know what he can do. Did he exceed your expectations at all from coming off with an injury?
I mean, obviously, just you never know coming off injury,
Yeah.
but that's what I expected from the beginning of the season. I think the best way to put it is he's a guy that can win one-on-one against really everybody in the league, and so when you have that much explosiveness and you can run routes like he does, it brings a lot of attention to him, and so you saw that they were having to make decisions if they were going to play man coverage or if they were going to play zone coverage, and then it helped get other guys open as well, and so as well as just bringing energy. I mean, he has a lot of energy on the football field. He's got celebration, seems like every single week, and so I think that's contagious, and it brought energy to the entire sideline and the entire team, and it was a great thing to get him out there.
Last one, Sam.
You didn't go against Noah Williams a ton probably in camp. I know he wasn't playing a ton with the ones, but did his physicality stand out to you when the reps you did get against him?
Yeah, I think for sure. I mean, I usually have a pretty good feel for especially the DBs and stuff like that, and I mean, I was talking to Coach Merritt and Coach Spags early about just the way he played. I mean, obviously the physicality, but like he's in the right spot all the time, and he's in the right coverage. He has a good instinct for being around the football, and I think that's something that it's hard to learn. You kind of either have that or you don't, and so he's done a great job. I haven't been able to watch a ton of their film, but just from watching the coverages that I've seen, he's done a great job this year, and I think he'll continue to get better.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thanks, Patrick.